Hey, Sned family, how you doing? It looks like the sound is working right now. I think we got that dialed in. So welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Good to be here with you as always. Having some issues with that intro. Nothing new there. But we're about to step it up, my friends. We got some good news happening in Snedville, and happy to bring you some good news on our, increasing our reach and increasing our connection with you all. And so we'll be talking more about that. But look for Truthcast Media to be launching here very soon. And it just so happens we will be launching before President Trump's Truth Network. And so, very interesting that we chose similar words here. And certainly it's going to be free speech, as is President Trump's as well. So, here we go, folks. We have just a 25 pages of show notes. Christy just outdid herself tonight, which means we got a 10-hour show for you. Just kidding, but it's going to be a doozy, and it's going to be powerful, and it's going to be quite eye-opening for those of you who are getting most of your info from here, but also it's going to be the dives are going to be fantastic. And again, Pompeo tweeted, Todd's checking it out. Pompeo tweeted again back to watch the water with the picture that we've been led to the past 3 days. So he's doing a dive on that. We got some other dives we want to share with you, which is very exciting. Some of the work being done to decode what's happening, the news unlocking the map. And so, so at any rate, it is an exciting time to be alive, my friends. And I know that there's a lot of heartache with all the things that are happening out there in the world. And I will say this, that it is the awakening is happening. The awakening is powerful. The awakening is necessary for us to go to the next level. Before we can step into solution, we have to know that we're standing in problem. But the most important thing about standing in problem is knowing that don't stand in the problems that are created for us to stand in, because then the solution is their solution. And their solution is human annihilation. Always has been, always will be, until we step into our own solutions with ourselves and with our family and with our friends. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time, a beautiful moment in human history. When that all goes down, and we're going to be a part of that, right? We're going to be a part of that. We have 700 beautiful folks in the theater, but for some reason, I'm not seeing my the comments here. Let me see. I'm not seeing my comments on that particular model. And I'm not seeing them in the restream, folks. What's going on with my chat? Let me know if you see hello, please. Of course, how are you going to let me know? No network cameras. What the heck is going on here? Not seeing your chats, folks. I'm seeing Facebook. Yeah, watershed moment indeed. This is odd. I'm not seeing you guys. which is a bummer because then I feel like I'm all alone. Well, I pulled up Facebook. I'll pull up Twitch separately in D Live, but I'm not going to be able to have all those open. So let me see. All right. Well, maybe it'll work itself out. Very strange that's happening. Folks, the technological problems are, pretty amazing how this all goes down. So, but at any rate, I can see the Twitch, I can see the D Live, and I will make this all happen. Okay. So we're going to get right into it, folks. We got so much to talk about here. If you haven't seen my interview with M. Seeker of Truth, it's in the show notes. A link to that. Please go over there. Please support that kind of truth. It is so important to have accountability in this war that we're in. And there are significant receipts in the work that he is doing. So please check that out. And it's a phenomenal interview. It's one of the best interviews I've ever conducted with somebody. So I was very happy with that. Now I want you guys to see that and support M. All right. So please take care of that. And we are going to jump into things. So folks, if you're new here, welcome. You are welcome here. We are in the Sned Shed. You are home. Welcome home for those of you who have been here many times before. And we're going to imagine coming in from a cold, dark, wintry night, rainy, cold, and we've got our big, heavy coat on. And we're just going to imagine that has our ego, our unconscious bias, our preconceived notions, and our indoctrination. And we're coming into a warm theater, and you're just going to take that coat off and check your coat at the coat check. Grab your claim ticket. You can grab that on the way out if you want. When the show's over, when you decide to leave, I just ask that you check that so that you can get rid of anything that could get in the way of you downloading some really important information and some really important, just insight into the things that are going on. Todd is coming on later. Todd has been blown out of the water with his dives, folks. If you're missing Tesla's dives on Q, you're missing a lot. And remember, Q said no outside comms. So while you're going all around the internet trying to find intel, trying to find what's really going on with some of these other shows, just please understand that Q said no outside comms. Now, that's not like you can't find out about what happens with a shooting or something like that, or what happened. That's not what this is about. I'm just talking about strategy, dates, times, who's been tried, who's died, who's been killed, all that kind of stuff. Not verifiable at all, any of it. And there's a reason why Q said no outside comms. And we think that reason is because there are going to be a lot of people trying to take the position of knowledgeable entity in this war, and listening to the wrong people could really get us in trouble. And so the biggest problem with Q is the interpretation, the misinterpretation of Q. And we are trying to figure out the best we can, but we don't give any credibility to outside comms, i.e., on this date, this is going to happen. On this date, this is going to happen. Other than Q, and sometimes they're not even dates. So it's because they can't give a date on a strategy, right? They can't, telegraph what they're going to do. And so as best they can, they're giving us code and giving us a lot of false starts to put the cabal in a state of fear, the same kind of state of fear and fight or flight that they are imparting on the American population and the world population. Think about that. That every time, like for example, Todd and I were talking, we think that something might happen this weekend from a standpoint of we're hearing about booms, we're going to get into that in a second, but maybe tomorrow's a Friday, maybe not, right? But we don't know, but we're speculating. But think about every time a weekend has come around and we think, well, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. The cabal is thinking the same thing. And those are the ones that are left that haven't been, arrested, imprisoned, etc., which we don't know who has and who hasn't. But we certainly can speculate on some of those. But the thing about this is that all these people that were involved in the election fraud, the border decisions, the DOJ, the FBI decisions, that the people in Congress, the Nadlers, right, that are trying to block and our information and also trying to prosecute innocent people. So think about all those people, and every time we come up to a weekend and we're like, they're thinking, oh my God, is this the last time I'm going to see my family? So we're putting them into, we're putting them into a state of fear. I'm saying Q is, right? But our decode of Q puts them in a state of fear because it may be the weekend for them. This may be the last time. So to me, I'm okay with that because they need to feel the same kind of fear that we have felt and that we have been exposed to for a very, very long time. So let's get to it, my friends. Check your coat, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, favorite pet, your mate, and cheers. Your family, your fabulous family, hold them tight, hold them close. If they're not on board with you, pray for them, bless them, God love them. They will come around because they will have no choice but to see the light. Because Theatrical Thursday. I don't have to tell you why it's Theatrical Thursday. We're looking at basically, tell you why it's Theatrical Thursday. We're looking at basically a movie, a show that we've been told about quite a bit. We've been told about tonight on the Indoctrination with David Snedeker, where the news unlocks the map. Truth will set you free. Democratic assault on liberty, Biden and the southern border. Drops, deltas, decodes, and much more with Todd and Cindy. Show contributors, folks: Greta Dice, Rick DePlanis, Lisa Savoya, Bretta Coon, Beth Hill, Trumpet 17, Linda Finley, Gerald Myers, Jim Rice, Chris, Dan Cushing, Jen Davis, Stephanie Walt, and Diana Harlan. Folks, I would love to say thank you, but you're going to be keeping me here for hours and hours, so I'm going to withhold, okay? Because you're the ones. You're the reason. I'm going to withhold. No. Thank you all. Fantastic. The breaking news, folks, today, as you probably heard, is the human remains were found of Brian Laundrie. And this was, he supposedly killed his fiancée, Gabby Petito, and then I don't know if he took his own life. But they compared. Oh, got it. But they compared. Oh, got it. But they compared. Oh, got it. But that is okay. I think you got me now, right? All right. Awesome. That is okay. I think you got me. So this is the Brian Laundrie who supposedly killed his fiancée Gabby Petito. They found his body. They compared to dental records, and his body. Yeah, compared to dental records. Chris and Roberta Laundrie have been informed that the remains Kristen found yesterday informed that remains in the reserve are indeed Bryant's. In the reserve, and I'm getting feedback here. Are you guys getting that as well? Yeah. Okay. Let me see if this is working. I think I solved the problem. Let me know if this is. Yeah. Thank you. I see that. All right. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, I think I have that figured out here. Let me, okay. That should be better, yeah? So, they've been informed, the parents, that the remains found yesterday were his, and they had found some items beforehand. So they were found in an area that up until recently had been underwater. So that's happened. Is that to bed? Are we done with that, or is there something more to this? It seemed like there were a lot of comms, a lot of very interesting things that were happening around that. But we'll keep an eye on that. But rest in peace. Two young people, if they're gone, God bless them. Moving on, but what a tragedy that went down the way it did. President Donald Trump. The insurrection took place on November 3rd, Election Day. January 6th was the protest. Very, very accurate, and very important to speak truth in a world of lies. President Trump has created Trump Media and Technology Group. Okay, basically they're going to crush it. Okay, from Palm Beach, Florida. They teamed up with Digital World Acquisition Corp., which is on the NASDAQ, and have entered into a definitive merger agreement providing for business combination that will result in Trump Media and Technology Group becoming a publicly listed company subject to regulatory and stockholder approval. So an initial enterprise value, they've put it $875 million, with a potential additional amount of $825 million in additional shares. So, at $1.7 billion, this is a significant event in media. And folks, when you don't have the ability to speak your mind on the media that exists, you go and you create your own. And that's what we're doing as well with Truthcast Media. And I want to take you down to this too here. We have right about here. This is a very interesting drop. That's not the one I want right now. Let me see this one. This was Cowboy W2B. February 21st is the expected Truth Social. By the way, I've gone on Truth Social. .com, my friends, and I've set aside my name and the name of the IndoctriNATION, and I recommend you do that as well. Go ahead and grab your name on there, and so it's expected February 21st, 2022, and if you look at the deltas on that, look at February 21st, Truth, Facts Matter, Truth Social. Look at this. Also February 21st in 2018, that was 2019. Stay tuned, everything has meaning or purpose at Jack Getting Nervous. Truth Social's going to knock off Twitter. 8:04, February 21st, Delta 6 confirmed, comms good, operational. Look at that. Great dive by Cowboy WT2B. Fantastic stuff there. And we are. I'm very excited for this. Very excited for this. We're going to get into some more of those dives as well. There's some great stuff that's been done on that. Folks, this is when you see the kind of precision that is happening with these with 17. Is there any question in your mind that this is happening the way it was laid out? That Q has the inside edge on this, and it's very very strong that of what's happening. Okay. So let's keep going into. Let's jump right into the election audit. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick wants a fourth special session for election audit, higher penalties for illegal voting. That absolutely has to happen. We have to have real penalties for this illegality that we're experiencing right now. And this is happening. Hold on, let me see. We got a minute here. Let me do this. We got a minute here. Let me do this. We got a minute here. Let me do this. We got a minute here. Let me do this.
We'll take a few questions. Now, one thing that all Texans can agree, and that is that we must have trust and confidence in our elections. And the bill that I'm about to sign helps to achieve that goal. The bill that I'm about to sign helps to achieve that goal. The bill that I'm about to sign helps to achieve that goal. The bill that I'm about to sign helps to achieve that goal. The bill that I'm about to sign helps to achieve that.
Now I got to get to a spot where I can actually. Let me get rid of a few things here. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to do something here, but hold on a second. Let me get you to something here. So this it's going to happen in Texas, right? It's going to happen in Texas. More needs to be done, Patrick said. I support Abbott calling us back to pass both. And a voting felony, about possible felony for interfering with the election. Okay. And Abbott spokeswoman Renee Ease responded to Patrick's tweet in a statement and said there's no need for a fourth special session. Texans asked the legislature with delivering on key priorities for the state in the most recent special session, including property tax relief restricting nearly $16 billion American Rescue Plan Act funding. And we went above and beyond to deliver on these priorities as well as solve other critical issues. This is going to bring Abbott out, and we're going to see what Abbott has to say. We're going to see what Abbott has to say. We're going to see what Abbott has to say. We're going to see what Abbott has to say. We're going to see what Abbott has to say. We're going to see what Abbott has to say. We're going to see. Now that's got me muted again. This is unbelievable, folks. This is killing me right now. All right. Hold on. Let me get to the chats here in a little bit. Right here. Echoing again. Let me see. How about now? Has it stopped echoing? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's killing you too. I feel you. So it stopped. Okay. All right. That's the. Okay. I know what's going on. Sorry, folks. Holy cow. That was brutal. That was brutal. Okay. All right. So when we go into from now on, I'll have this dialed in. This should be fine. All right. Let me get back to the notes, and I'm going into the lawmakers nixed the Arizona-style election audit in Utah, a state Trump won heavily. We covered this the other night, and yet it's really see. Even I don't think there's going to be as much election fraud in Utah, but it could be found that there is election fraud, and then that could open up a whole can of worms for other states, and that's really what we're trying to get at. We're not trying to overturn necessarily the votes that are counted. It's more about the votes that are that haven't that were illegal, or how they got to them illegally. So this is he won the state by over 300,000 votes. That might be a just a money issue. Code Monkey reported on the Cyber Ninja's response to Maricopa County analysis of the Senate report. Hold on.
A long shot Republican hopeful for Arizona's first congressional district. The first time candidate.
Hold on. We covered the other day that Code Monkey is running for office.
A long shot Republican hopeful for Arizona's first congressional district. The first time candidate just moved to Arizona to run for office.
What do you think happened in November 2020?
President Trump did win the election, and that the election was certified to President Biden, and that Biden is currently occupying the White House, but the de facto leader is still President Trump.
But President Trump didn't win the election.
Despite overwhelming evidence against it, Watkins believes there was fraud.
Well, it could potentially be 100,000. It could be 1 million votes. We don't know because the databases were deleted, and
they're still there.
Well, Miss Law, let me tell you, everybody has a superpower. And I'm a computer programmer, and my superpower is abstract math. And I'm able to look and see things and patterns that most people are not looking for.
While he denies his rumored role as Q.
And I'm not Q. I've never posted as Q. I don't know who Q is.
Watkins is an influential leader. Trump retweeted him multiple
I'm like handicapped here. So the Ron Watkins is, here's a guy who is speaking truth, and look at how CNN is trying to discredit him. Right? It's really tragic what's going on there. But they'll be on the wrong side of history, and I'm trying to pull up. Yeah, this is a train wreck. So the Maricopa County. So the Cyber Ninjas report on Maricopa County. Let me take you there. Okay. Maricopa County continues to purposely mislead Arizonans and the American public about the nature of audit findings and the impact they had on the 2020 general election. Their response renames and redefines audit findings so that claim can be made that the findings are false, includes logical sounding arguments that simply don't add up, and is completely devoid of any supporting evidence. The following response to their review continues to refute their baseless claims with evidence and citations. Just like CNN, the overwhelming evidence that Biden won. Can you present that overwhelming evidence, CNN, or are you just going to do talking points, right? The U.S. Postal Service change of address should have been used as a trusted source. Melissa utilizes the NCOA for their move data. Melissa is a trusted source. This is clearly documented within the report, within the respective findings, and ignored by the county's response. This validates the audit results. The lack of precision from the county's response also leaves a lot in question. Our report provides in the appendices a full list of every voter ID affected, as well as details as to when and where that individual moved. The county's response doesn't even confirm an exact number of records that were validated, nor the explanation for why the records they validated were not an issue. The county expects that simply asserting that our claim is false makes it false, rather than providing any documentation to validate their claims. Folks, this is the rhetoric trying to attack the math, right? And here we saw this little actress dressed in a pretty red dress and all made up, okay?
A long shot Republican hopeful for Arizona's 1st congressional district. The first-time candidate just moved to Arizona to run for office.
What do you
So here, this is a man and this is a child. Her IQ, probably 3 of them wouldn't fit into his. Okay? Certainly 2 of them wouldn't fit into his. Okay? He's a math expert. He's a coder. He knows numbers. Okay? And he's dealing in facts, in documented evidence, and she is running interference for those who committed this crime. So furthermore, the counties claim that voters can legally change their addresses after the voting registration period and still legally vote is an extremely misleading statement. Our report was primarily based on the November 7th VM34 voter roll file, and therefore any address changes should have been reflected in that version of the file. In addition, this is only possibly applicable for individuals who move within Maricopa County and would not apply to individuals who moved outside the county. That's 15,000 and 12,000 respectively, and would therefore be required to re-register to vote. It would also be expected that the county would be able to state exactly how many of the 15,035 changed their address, rather than making a blanket statement and implying that it fully explains the finding. The fact the county chose not to do this raises more questions. It is also unclear why the analysis in the county's response for this finding talks about double voters. This finding has nothing to do with double voters. So they even put in wrong information coming back to criticize this finding. Quick story. I moved from Rhode Island to live in Florida with my father for 3 months after my business failed, and just had I had to go, basically heal my wounds, so to speak, and get ready for I was going to go to the film workshop in New York City. So at any rate, I had not got my address change in time to be able to vote from Florida. And so the only way my vote was going to count is if I went back to Rhode Island and voted from Rhode Island. That's how strict it was. And so I did a plane, a train, and an automobile to get back to Rhode Island to vote. And that's the level of commitment I have to voting, which has also been just pissed away by these people that are taking our voice and our vote away from us. And think about the people that fought for the right to vote. The black population in this country used to be worth a third of a vote. The female population in this country couldn't vote at all. Think about that. Just in the 20th century, the suffragettes had to get the right to vote for the women. And look at how your vote as a woman was just pissed away, thrown away, changed by these people that had to get their fake president in office because China was going down, the cabal was going down, the monarch was going down, the Rothschild banking infrastructure was falling. Everything was being taken out by the Trump train and the conservative movement in this country. So they made this very confusing. So there's a lot of so let me show you. Mail-in ballots voted from prior address. Look at this very detailed, more early ballots returned by voters than received. Voters that potentially voted in multiple counties. Official results does not match who voted. More duplicate ballots than the original. EMS database and logs purged, files deleted. Look at how many pages here, folks. And see, CNN, all they have to do is say the evidence is overwhelming. Really? All right, CNN, you've got staff, you got researchers, you really don't. But, you know, you've got people that are doing what they're told. But what do you say you come out and you refute this document? So that's what we're calling on mainstream media. Refute this Cyber Ninjas document, 11-page document that breaks down all the things they found that were wrong with the Arizona Maricopa County election. Can you do that for us and stop blowing smoke up our ass? Because that ain't cool. And this is our vote. And we're not letting you get away with this. We're not. We're not letting you get away with this. No, we're not. No, we're not. You're screwed. Okay? And here's more posturing by Ghislaine Maxwell's request for juror screening privately. Oh, my God. Folks, do you see how they're trying to tip the scale? I mean, she's guilty as the day is long, but we have to give her, due process, right? So I'm all for due process, but do you see why the military is the only way? Because the people that she was involved in, the people that that she was setting up with underage girls, those people are going to go down. But crimes against humanity, crimes against children, we're not talking about a 12-person jury in a civilian court of law. Those are going to be military tribunals. These are going to be the treason involved in this election fraud is going to be military tribunals. These people are going to go down, and we're not going to play these stupid games. I think this Ghislaine thing is to show us what would happen if we had to try them in civil court for these crimes that are military level. This is Jim Jordan says the January 6th committee is an assault on Americans' liberty. That's quite obvious. And basically, he's also called for an investigation into Nancy Pelosi over her role that day, and went off when discussing the committee approving a criminal contempt report to hold Steve Bannon in contempt of Congress. He said there's been subpoenas issued to 11 individuals, 11 American citizens who asked the government permission on an application to hold the Trump rally, Jordan said. The government granted it, and now the January 6th committee petitions them to ask them questions about exercising the First Amendment right to assemble. And why would they subpoena me? I didn't do anything wrong. I talked to the president, Mr. Jordan told the Washington Post. I talk to the president all the time. I just think that's, where I'm at on this commission. This is all about going after President Trump. That this is scary, where they want to go and what they're doing to Americans' constitutional rights. And finally, I would ask the fundamental question: how would you expect witnesses to participate when you wouldn't let Republicans participate in the committee? How can you do that? We know what this is all about. It's plain and simple. This is about they've got nothing else to talk about. This is rhetoric. This is what they're trying to do against the American population. Folks, we're at, what is that, 1629? Welcome, everybody. David Snedeker here, the IndoctriNATION. We're getting into one heck of a show. We had a few hiccups early on, but we're rolling now. The House voted to hold Steve Bannon in contempt of Congress when in actuality, it's like, I'm sorry, he's practicing executive privilege. What the hell? And so, good luck with that. Okay. And I'm trying to get to, this is taking me right back into the documents. It's like, but there are 9 Republicans who voted with Democrats. Folks, definitely dial them in and find out what they're all about. Okay. I can't get to that link. So this is very interesting. The international journalist shares the Italian government's actions setting up Rome protesters using same tactics as U.S. Capitol Police on January 6th. Italy and the U.S. are close. Unfortunately, they're so close since the Obama administration that they're using the same tactics on their people standing up against their dictatorial dissent. They're protesting the COVID mandate and that the government put in place, forcing its citizens to get vaccinated to hold their job. Journalist Fulvo Grimaldi was on with Joe Hoft and Kelly Brazil this morning on Real Talk 93.3 to discuss the goings-on in Italy. Grimaldi shared a story that appeared similar to the actions of January 6th at the Capitol in America, where Americans gathered to protest the stolen election. So at the moment Capitol Police began attacking innocent protesters with tear gas and bombs, other police waved protesters into the Capitol. 4 protesters died that day, with at least one, but likely all, dying at the hands of the police. It's been reported that members from Antifa and other radical groups, some backed by the government, inserted themselves in the crowd to stir up trouble. We actually saw the tear gas being tossed from the crowd into the crowd. Why would somebody that's there to protest the election toss tear gas to the fellow people that are there protesting the same thing they are? Doesn't make any sense. So a similar situation happened recently in Rome on October 9th. Protesters of the mandate were allowed by the police to march to a union's headquarters and attempt to destroy property there. The media was quick to call the protesters fascists. Italian police used water cannons and tear gas on Saturday to push back hundreds of people, including neo-fascist activists, demonstrating in Rome against the government drive to make the COVID-19 Green Pass mandatory for all workers. One group of protesters tried to break through the police lines to reach Prime Minister Mario Draghi's city center office, while a separate group tried to smash their way into the headquarters of Italy's main CGIL trade union.
We've got a special guest with us this morning.
This is the audio of that. But so they're standing together against this tyranny, but they're trying to make them the fascists rather than the actual government that is, forcing people to do things against their will. I mean, this is crazy town. And by the way, in Italy as well, I don't know if we have that on here, but they were live streaming the court as being empty. I mentioned this the other night, but in reality, it was jam packed with protesters. But they wanted people that were at home to think nothing was going on. Okay, and here we go. This is
border. In his life? Yes. I will have to look back in my history book.
Look back in her history book. Could that be any more condescending? Look back in her history book. Man, I tell you, I'm having some real difficulties today, folks, and I don't know what's going on. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Let me get rid of some things. Here. All right, here we go. I'm going to play, see if this one comes through here. This is really, really important here. This is part of Garland being grilled here. And here we go. And again. And that's unbelievable. Okay. And now the videos won't play. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. Absolutely maddening. Still don't have your chat up. So something went wrong right away. 1574 is number of folks here. And we've got some videos I definitely want to be able to play for you. Let me see if I can go to YouTube and that changes. And it's not. And speed test. You guys ever do speedtest.net to find out your speed on your internet? Right? If mine's normal, you're going to be blown away here. Look at that. I'm up at over 750 megabytes per second here, and I can't even play a video. Very maddening. Look at that. And the upload, just the same, right? So it's something else is going on. Let me try something here. Bear with me here, folks. If you're hold on. There we go. All of a sudden that started up. Here we go. Okay, I gotta clear. I'm clearing the data, clearing the browsing. Let's see if we can go from there. Okay, let's try this again. As soon as I go to the secondary, it stops.
It is listed at Chris for taking steps to limit the use of chokeholds and no-knock warrants.
That's unbelievable. Okay, let's try this. Let's try it. This is unbelievable. All right, I'm going to do this then. Here we go. Let's try this. Folks. This is unbelievable. Okay, hold on. Very odd. Going to try this one more time. And let's hope that, let's try this one first. We had already seen that, so I'm not going to try that one again, Dosey. This is a big one. This is Mike Johnson, who says, "You're not answering my question," and grilling Merrick Garland here. And let's see. Let's see if we can get this. Here it is. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Come on now. There's absolutely no reason why this should be going on right now. Completely being locked up right now, folks. All right, so this is maddening. I've been completely locked out of Restream. What the hell's going on with that? I've been completely locked out of Facebook. Okay, there I'm back on Facebook. No comments. No, there we go. Here we go. Okay. Thank you guys for sharing this out. Yeah, it's this is not so. This is not so. All right, listen, I got to share some things with you here, and we'll keep the ball rolling. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be fun. All right. All right. Echo has returned. Well, that was 30 minutes ago. Okay, so that's I think we're good now off the echo. And let me get to the show notes again and see if we can do this another time. All right, folks. I really want to show this video, and I'll tell you, Todd couldn't even find this video. Todd couldn't find this video because it was completely this is unbelievable. Okay.
Movement, something I didn't know until I researched it. The second painting is a Degas. Another world-renowned artist, and this painting sold for $500,000. The third painting, you may recognize this name, is a Hunter Biden. The Hunter Biden painting sold.
This was Buck tearing apart the Hunter Biden story, and now let me see if I can pull this over here. Pull this. Let's see if we can get some audio here. Or play. No. Okay. All right. So basically, Buck is comparing Hunter Biden's pictures to Degas and they're calling him out on this bullshit. All right. This is an unbelievable breach of ethics, and also the connection with Garland, with his critical race theory nonsense, and attacking the president or the parents.
Millions of Americans are deeply concerned today.
Okay.
We're watching the Biden-Garland Justice Department be weaponized.
I think I may have to go to a different software, folks, on this. Because this software is just kicking my ass right now. 1694. Let me see. Let me try one more, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to reboot.
I ride every day. I commute.
This is unbelievable. Why is that doing that?
United States, after my wife and daughter were killed, I went home to see my family. Never stopped.
Okay. Folks, I got to reboot, unfortunately. Would you please leave a few notes for people that are coming into the chat and say we had to reboot, and I'll go, give me a few minutes. I'll go out and I'll have to come back in through a different software, because this software is completely screwed up. It's crazy town. All right. Sorry for the hassle, and we'll get underway. Give me just a few minutes. We're at what are we at? 1,600 beautiful humans. So, folks, please come back. Don't let them kick us off here. That's the kind of stuff that happens. And if we lose people, then we lose this little battle that we're in right now. I don't think this is by accident. Todd and I had to call each other 4 times today on a freaking landline and a cell phone, because we kept getting cut off. It just doesn't make any sense. And so, at any rate, I hope that we can get to the bottom of this, and please come back and join us. All right, I'm going to cut out right now, and I'll see you